Hi, Steve here. Just want to do a quick video on the Akai S3000 and how to use it with a Zulu SD interface. This is the mini version, which is used externally. Comes in a case. Bought it from Amiga Kit for about £75. And yeah, basically you can put an SD card in this and you should be able to connect this 25 pin D connector into the back of your S3000 or other sampler, and it sees it as a SCSI drive or a series of SCSI drives. So I thought this would be quite simple, get up and running. I'm trying to use it with Chicken Systems Translator, which would allow you to convert files from Akai to PC and PC to Akai, so it should be quite straightforward. It wasn't particularly straightforward, and I've got to a point now where I think I know the process for this, so I thought I'd share it with you. If you're looking for this, hopefully you find this information useful. I'm going to talk you through step by step. I'm not going to cover how SCSI works or how to cable this stuff up. There's loads of videos on that, but I will take you through the steps on the PC and how to format, set up the disk, and how to transfer the files across. So hopefully that's useful. Just want to say a big thanks to the people on the Akai forums for helping with pieces of information on this, and also to Bizzy and his channel for the videos around the Akai sampler. Great, go and check them out. Alright, okay, without further ado, let's go and have a look at what we need to do to get this running. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to insert the SD card into our USB reader. Once we've inserted that, we can see it in the desktop. The first thing we're going to do is look to format the SD card. We do that just by clicking a right click, format, look through there. We've got this one formatted as exFAT. That would just be my advice. Give it a volume name. I'm just going to call this one Akai S3000XL, and then just format that. And once that's done, next step is to create a blank image. So this is the sort of container, and this will represent one drive. We're going to do this by opening PowerShell. Make sure you run this as administrator. And then once we're in PowerShell, there's a series of commands. So let's just check we're on the right drive. I think it's E. Let's just check that. Just a quick directory. Yeah, nothing on that at the moment. Okay, and this is where we're going to use a Windows tool. There probably is a way of doing this on the Mac. You probably need to have a look at it, but these are the settings. So FSU tool, file, then create new, hd0.hda, and that is the name of the file that's going to create, and this is the size of the file in bytes. Now I find this to be pretty critical, so make sure you put this in correct. So it's 534773760. That'll actually create the file. Now we're calling this HD0 because this is going to be the SCSI device 0. So I think the sampler uses SCSI ID 6 by default. So usually any of the drives from 0 to 5 are pretty useful. So we're going to start with this one just as HD0. So this would be SCSI 0, and if we do a dir, we can see that's now in the drive. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now, just confirm that that's there in File Explorer, and we're going to take this file, a newly created HDI file, and we're going to take it and we're going to put it into the S3000. So we've ejected the disk. We're now going to put it into the S3000. Let's switch this on. Okay, so this is sort of preparing the disk. We've got a blank container, if you like. So we're going to jump into here, select SCSI, and here you'll see SCSI drive. We're going to set it to 0. You can see the local SCSI is 6 as well, which is the device. So we set drive SCSI to 0. Now we're going to go to format. Make sure you've got this on hard disk so you don't format your floppy by accident. And then we've set that to 60. and 10. So it's going to attempt to make 10 60 meg partitions on there. This takes a while, so suggest at this point you leave it, go get a cup of coffee, and you'll see the numbers running in the background. Eventually this will fill. You'll see there's it's done 5 so far. Eventually this got through and did 9, and you can see the hard disk now. There's a message on there saying the hard disk is empty, space for disks 0, so there's nothing left on there. So it's managed to do 9. I think it's done about 8.5 if you like. So you'll see now, as we go into volumes, you've now got letters A through to I on this disk, which is exactly what we want. So we've now popped. Once we put that back into the PC, you'll see there's the HD0 file there. Next step here is to take the partitioned and formatted HD file, and we're going to turn this into another 5 disks, if you like. So we'll copy 1 and we're going to rename this to HD1, and then basically copy it again and again and again, so until we've got 5 of them. So we'll have HD0 through to HD5. There you go, just speeding that up for you. Okay, you also see there's a Zulu log file in there, which is useful if you're trying to diagnose things. That's created by the Zulu device. Really important piece here that's completely evaded me. If you're using Translator, Chicken Systems Translator, you need to make sure there's a file now called ZuluSCSI. If you go to ZuluSCSI's website, you can find an example file of that. It's literally everything is kind of remarked out, so it's still working on defaults, but it's needed by Translator. So jump into Translator now that we've got that on the which is our E drive, and as we go into Translator, you'll see it refresh on the left hand side. Now where this is going to appear is under the virtual drives. You need to make sure to do this, again it's a configuration setting that Translator needs, and it isn't entirely clear when I went through the instructions, but I've already set this. But if you look in here, you'll see settings for check unlettered drives. I'm not sure if that's critical, but I do have that ticked. But the one you do need is check for ZuluSCSI SD cards. And from what I can gather, this is basically, if you put a removable drive in, it will be checked by Translator, and if it finds that SCSI INI file, then it will automatically sort of mount it within this virtual drive section. So I've got a couple of drives in there which are some CDs I've been messing around with, but you'll now see the 5 disks that we've created have appeared in there. So now you get to use the tool as you were expecting to, which is basically to take some samples, and I'm just going to, let me have a look through here at, so we just take some drum breaks, and you could do a number of things, but you know, creating these in as an actual program by dragging them across, landing them on a partition. So we're now loading this on the disk 0 effectively, and partition A, and now you see Translator's actually created 5 volumes underneath, and for each of those it's created a program with the relevant files. So that's all done. Okay, so again, do it properly, eject the disk, and now take our SD card and we're going to put it back into the sampler, and let's see if this has worked. Okay, so looking at the sampler, if we go to load and SCSI, make sure that's set to 0 because that's the disk we put it on. If you put it on 1, you'd set it to SCSI ID 1 and so forth. You'll now see if we scroll on volumes, we go to A, we can see the files. And if we clear memory and load from there, the samples appear, and if you go to the single program, we can see it's created that individual program. And there you go, all done. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, please consider hitting subscribe and giving me a like. That would be very much appreciated, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.